Daisy, come here. So hello, welcome to Doga. This is Daisy, I'm staff. And today we're going to be doing a special Doga for the solar, the solstice, the summer solstice that we had a few days ago, and International Yoga Day. So we'll be doing more sun salutations, and we're gonna start sitting cross-legged. And you can have your dog next to you or on top of your thighs or in front of you. So in Doga, we work around the dogs, and you can incorporate your dog as much as they like to participate, or you can just let them just be. Just the fact that they're invited to the mat is enough for them to feel included and appreciated. So let's start by sitting tall and put one hand on your heart. And one hand at your dog's heart. So your dog's heart, you can have your hand at the back, right? Or the two front legs meet at the spine, or in front where the heart is. So just put your hand wherever is accessible. If your dog is not next to you, you can just visualize your hand on your dog's heart center. And take a moment to close your eyes, or you can stare at one spot softly and deepen and lengthen your breaths in and out through your nose. Allow your breath to come all the way to your belly. Fill up your whole torso. And then empty out your breath through your nose or your mouth. Let your breath completely empty out. Pausing for a second or two at the end of your exhale, and then take another inhale. So keep breathing in and out through your nose. Good. Taking a moment to shift to the present moment, align with gratitude and unconditional love that you share with your fur baby. Good girl, Daisy. And then during the practice, feel free to, I make this practice gentle, so you can easily go in and out of poses safely to interact with your dog. So the first thing you can do is just stroking from the top of the head all the way down to the tail. Very gentle, long strokes. So whenever your fur babies are available, accessible to you, you can do that. And you can also give verbal praises, especially if your dog is about a foot away or so. Or send mental picture. And whatever I show you, you can incorporate as it feels right for you, as you remember, and as your dog reacts positively to it. And so anytime we do any stretching or acupressure massages, you want to make sure that they react positive and ease into it instead of forcing. And if they give you any sign that they're not pleasant in anything you're doing, you can always stop and just do what your dog likes. And over time, you can incorporate more and more of these techniques. So next, we're going to just sit tall and set an intention for your practice. You can just think of something you're grateful for. connecting to that solar energy of the sun. Sun is what fuels and revitalizes us, giving us that essential vitamin D. Important for our fur babies and us to be in the outdoors, receiving sunlight. So take a moment to bring your hands in front of you and just start to, actually, let's switch the legs. So take a moment to straighten your legs, point and flex your feet, circle your feet. Kind of shake them out and then switch so the opposite shin is in the front. And if you don't remember, we have our automatic way we go. So you do the opposite way. That feels more awkward. And then just start to make some circles. You can have both hands, your hands on both knees, or if you have one hand on your dog, feel free. Good girl, Daisy. Good girl. And just loosen out your spine, doing some Sufi circles. Good girl. She wants high five. And you're going to feel the shifting of your weight between your sit bone, pubic bone, sit bone, tailbone. Girl. Feel free to switch directions whenever you're guided to switch. Good girl. And then sit tall. And then come on to all fours. And your dog can be next to you or underneath. Good girl, Daisy. Spread your fingers wide, hands shoulder width underneath the shoulders. Knees hip distance, hips over the knees. Start with some cat-cow. Inhale to arch. Go here, Daisy. Exhale to round. Spread your fingers wide. Come here, Daisy. Keep going. You can have your tops of your feet rooted. You can curl the toes under. Again, we're not forcing anything in Doga. And it's a great time to just bond and sharing that gratitude with your dog for always being there for us. And then you can do some free movements. You can rock forward and back. You can just keep doing cat-cow. You can make circles. And then take a moment to find your neutral tabletop. So you're neither arched nor tucked. And evenly root your hands, spread your fingers wide, extend your right leg back. Energize through your right leg, firmly root through the ball of your foot and toes. And see if you can spread your collarbones, keep your neck long, hug the outer arms in, core is engaged, and find that long line of energy from the heel to the crown of your head. So this is like doing half plank. Feel free to keep both hands grounded. Start to float your right leg up to hip height, keeping your hips squared, and keep lengthening, core engaged. And you can keep both hands grounded or extend your left arm forward in a handshake position for extended tabletop. Make sure you're breathing as you soften through your face. Get long as you can on your next inhale. Exhale, come back to all fours. And then again, you can do some circles. You can flip onto the top of your right hand to release your wrist by easing from knuckles to your wrist, bend arm towards straight arm. Stop wherever you need to hold and breathe. And then switch sides. Extend your left leg back. Keep your collarbones wide, long neck, core is engaged. Float your left leg up to hip height. Keep both sides of your torso long, core engaged, and breathe. Again, you can have both hands grounded, or you can float your right arm up in a handshake position, pulling your fingers and heel in opposite direction. Get long with your inhale. Keep your core engaged, and then back to all fours. Again, you can do some marauding bear, loosening out. However feels right for you. You can also flip onto the top of your left hand to release your wrist. Easing in from knuckle towards your wrist, bent elbow towards straight arm, and breathe. This can reverse all the tightness you get from working or doing plank. So feel free to do this anytime you need to release your wrist, even down dog. And then now we're going to come to down dog. So keep your hands rooting shoulder width, spread your fingers wide, curl the toes under, lift your hips up and back, and start to pedal out your legs. So you can have your feet really wide if you need more room and space, or you can have your feet hip distance. So take a moment to hold your down dog, pedal out and open out your legs. So as I mentioned, we're celebrating summer solstice. So the longest daylight. So we're inviting more light into every cell of our body, drawing in that energy from the sunlight. And we celebrate that by doing some sun salutations. So as you exhale, bend the knees forward, walk your feet to your hands. Then if your dog is there, you can pet your dog, fur baby. Good girl. And then parallel your feet, hip distance, and just let your head hang. So as you move through the practice, your dog can become like a block that you can use very lightly to support you in poses. You can lift up your dog if your dog is small enough and is not scared to be lifted. And I'm gonna take some time to do some ear massages here as we're opening the back of your legs in forward fold. And if your dog is far from you, you can just simply visualize yourself giving your dog a massage, or just visualize yourself sending gratitude, maybe petting their favorite spot. Girl, so ear massage, you want to take your index and your thumb, slide under the base of the ear, make some circular motion, and then gently squeeze from base of the ear to the tip of the ear very lightly. And then you can do one ear at a time to start. Then as your dog gets more used to it, you can do both ears. Girl. So they have a lot of acupressure points in their ears. So this is very relaxing. Most dogs like it, but again, depending on your dog, each dog is unique. We're honoring your dog exactly how they are. So you can gently set your hands on your dog or on the shin. Inhale, come up halfway, flat back to a half fold. Then exhale, fold back to your forward fold. Inhale, root and rise. Circle the arms out and over your head. Exhale, hands to your heart. So take a moment to sit tall in mountain pose. So again, in Doga, we're not going to be perfectly on the mat all the time. We work around where our dog is. So we're going to start with a few rounds of quarter sun salutations. So on your inhale, circle the arms out and over your head, reach up. Exhale, hands to your heart. So as you're doing that, maintain your mountain pose. Feet are parallel, hip distance are together. Stand tall, find that center line. Root into the earth. Then move at the pacing of your breath. One more time, inhale, big circle. Out to the side over your head. Exhale, hands to your heart. That's quarter sun salutation. So sun salutation was done to greet the day as the sun's rising. So you can even visualize the rising sun with gratitude to greet your day. So this is a great thing to do when you first wake up. It's a great warm-up sequence to warm up the whole body. And you're starting to link the movements to your breath. And then bring awareness to how you shift your weight as you're standing. Try to even out the left and the right. We're going to add on to this. Next time you reach up, you're going to fold from your hip joint with long spine. Moving on to half sun salutation. Good girl, Daisy. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale to fold. Root and rise. Circle the arms out and over your head. Exhale, hands to your heart. Again, move as mindfully and slow. Link your movements to your breath. Make each breath full. Full inhale, reach up. So you're creating space, releasing tension, opening up your whole body. Exhale to fold. Half sun salutation. Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, halfway up. Good girl. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root and rise. Exhale, hands to your heart. So keep going. Next round, I'm going to incorporate Daisy. Exhale to fold by lifting her up. So I'm going to come halfway up. Exhale, fold. And then next time, I'm going to slide my index and the thumb underneath her front legs, right at the joint. And then lift her up. She likes to be lifted, but again, if your dog doesn't, don't force it. And then bring your dog right by your chest and have your dog at your chest. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to fold. Jam your lower down. You good girl. You can maybe go a little stretch. Exhale to fold. And you can even do this with big dog. Inhale halfway up. Again, if your dog doesn't like to get lifted, just keep them on the ground and stroke them from top to bottom as you fold. Rise and inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to your heart. So normally I keep the Doga very gentle. So we would just stick with half sun salut. But because we're doing the summer solstice celebration, we're going to move on to full sun salutation. But if you want to stay with half sun salutation, be my guest. So on your inhale, circle the arms out and over your head. So you want to be at the top of your mat. Exhale to fold. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, step your right foot back, left foot back. Plank. And then you can lower down on your exhale, all the way or halfway. Good girl. Inhale to cobra or up dog. Daisy, come here. Daisy, good girl. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Good girl. See, when you're working with your dog, you can hold 3, down dog. Good girl. Normally, if she wants to go, I'll let her leave. But today I'm gonna use her to demonstrate more. So she loves Doga, so I'm gonna call her back more. Next, exhale. Hop or walk your feet to your hands. Daisy, come on. Halfway up on your inhale. Exhale, sorry, to fold. Root and rise. Circle the arms out and over your head. Exhale, hands to your heart. Excuse me. So we're gonna do one more round. Full sun salutation A, Surya Namaskar A. You can keep connecting to that sunlight, gratitude for the day with the rising sun. Inhale to reach up, exhale to fold. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, with your hands shoulder width. Step your left foot back, right foot back. So you want to switch the foot that you're leading. Lower down, halfway all the way. Up dog or cobra on your inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then find more space, length in your down dog. And then see if you can evenly root your hands and feet as you keep lifting your hips up and back. And if you need any more room, or if you need to release your lower back, you can always bend your knees. Otherwise, you can press your thighs back and draw the heels towards the floor, but they don't necessarily have to touch the ground. And the next inhale, you can either reach your right leg up, or you can come onto all fours and step your right foot forward between your hands. Press your hips forward. And then on your inhale, rise up to crescent pose. And then open up to cactus arms. Lift your heart towards the sky. Reach up. Exhale, hands to the ground. And solstice are that transition time of the length of the light. The longest day. So you're going to reach up, or you can have your hand at the waist to twist. Keep the knees stable. Welcoming in the summer season. Exhale to release. Step back to the plank or all fours. You can do cat-cow, or feel free to do a vinyasa. Lower down on your exhale. Cobra on your inhale, or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Folding your down dog. Hold on. Then reach your left leg up. So from your down dog, you can either come onto all fours, girl, or lift your left leg up. Step your foot forward between your hands, good girl. Again, you can have your dog right next to your front leg. If it's a little dog, you can even have your dog on top of your front thigh. So if you do that, you want to make sure your dog is right, butting right against you. Make sure you're supporting so the spine doesn't doesn't round too much. So you want to make sure you keep the hands supported and breathe. So you can either have your dog on top of you with your hands on your dog, or the dog can be on the floor. Again, just do what pleases them. If your dog's on the floor, you can reach both arms up and lift your heart into cactus arm, looking up towards the sun. And then reach your arms up, hands to the ground or on your fur baby, and twist to your left. Reach up. Good girl, Daisy. Good girl. Again, you can praise your fur baby. And then bring your hand down. Again, you can step back to all fours, or you can go back to plank. And you can either do cat-cow or vinyasa, your choice. Good girl. Or you can just take a little mini break to interact with your fur baby. Good girl. I'm gonna give her a little jaw massage. So you're gonna bring your hands, 3 fingers, right at the jaw joint, gently press down and make some circular motions. Like that. Again, really watch for their reaction. They don't look like they're enjoying it, then stop. Good girl. Love that. Good girl, Daisy. And then now we're gonna get ready for sun salutation B. So the more we do sun salutations, you might also feel your heartbeat rising, and you might start to build some internal heat. So that's the purpose of sun salutation, is really to warm up the body, open up every part of the body, and release any stiffness from sleep. So that's a great thing to do first thing after you wake up. Good girl. High five. And you can always pet your dog any way they love to be petted at any time. So Daisy loves belly rubs. I mean, all dogs love belly rubs, but it's one of her favorite things. And she likes to give high five. High five. Good high five. And she snorts when she loves. So that's another sign. Just look for the signs that your dog gives, like wagging tail, or they lean into you more when they like what you're doing. And you just want to increase the bond. You don't want to force too much on them all at once. Good girl. Just the fact that they're on your mat and you're just stroking, that's enough to just have a full Doga experience, especially if it's your first time. So next, we're going to come back to your down dog for setting up for sun salutation B. So this builds more heat. And we're going to bend your knees, look forward, wind your hips back, exhale, walk your feet to your hands. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale to fold. So to start the sun salutation V, we're going to sit into chair. So feet are parallel, hip distance are together. So first round, we'll go really slow. And then rise. Release any arching, weight on the heels. Lighter on the toes. Chair pose, and then press up to stand. Exhale, hands to your heart. Good girl. Inhale to chair pose. Chair. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, step back to plank. Lower down, half roll all the way. Exhale, inhale, cobra or up dog. I'm just going to be in Sphinx for a little bit to connect with Daisy. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. And then from here, step your right foot forward. Heel, left heel down and set up heel to heel or hip distance, depending on what feels best for your hips. Make sure your top left toes are pointing towards top left corner of your mat. Rise on your inhale to warrior one. So your hips are square the best you can. Front knee is bent. And then exhale, hands on the ground. Girl Daisy. Step back to plank. Good girl. Lower down, half roll all the way. You always lower your knees to modify. Up dog or cobra, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice good stretch. I'm just gonna stretch Daisy. So as you're holding down dog, or you can come out and interact with your dog. If you're in down dog, you can even out your hands and feet. Good girl. And then next round, I'll just go one breath for each pose. So try not to rush, keep your breath full and keep flowing at your own pace. So with key to sun salutation, you want to really link the movements to your breath so it becomes a moving meditation. And you can think of your intention or just keep that sense of gratitude towards the sun, the rising sun. You can visualize the rising sun as you move through. Modify as you need. Good girl. Okay, one more round. So as you exhale, bend the knees forward, hop or walk your feet to your hands. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. I just added that just to incorporate Daisy. She likes to be lifted. You can inhale, halfway up. Exhale to fold. Bend your knees, lower your hips. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale to rise to stand. So from chair, you want to rise to stand. Exhale, hands to your heart. Good girl, Daisy. Good sit. Inhale, chair. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, plank. You can even jump to chaturanga. Lower down halfway all the way. Exhale. Up dog or cobra. Inhale. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Reach your right leg up. Step it forward. Heel to heel. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, lower down. Step back to plank. Vinyasa. Lower down on your exhale. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. And then reach your left leg up. Step it forward. Heel to heel. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, hands to the ground. Step back to plank. Lower down. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Whew. So again, find that even grounding. If you need a break, you can always take a child's pose. Knees on the floor, feet together. And you can either lower your forehead on the ground, or you can stack your forearms and relax. Tune into your heartbeat, or you can just hold your down dog. How are you doing? And then on your inhale, reach your right leg up to the sky. Exhale, step it forward between your hands. You're gonna stay on the ball of your back foot. Bring your arms by your side like airplane wings, coming into high lunge crescent pose. Rise on your inhale to crescent pose. And then exhale to twist. Expand your fingers away from each other. Then reach both arms up. And then bring your hands to either the waist or airplane wings. And then see if you can keep that length from heel to the crown of your head. Shift the weight to that right leg, and you can fold, hinge forward with length in warrior 3. You can have hands on blocks, hands on airplane wings or forward. And then bring your hands back to your waist. Come back to your crescent pose. And then waist, hand at the waist. Step your feet together. Stand tall in mountain pose. You find that rooting. Standing tall with open heart. Still receiving that ray of light, that sunlight to revitalize you. Letting it fuel every cell in your body. Feeling energized by the sun. And then step your right foot back, feet are hip distance, coming into your crescent pose, high lunge crescent. And if you want to make it more gentle, you can always lower your back knee down with a low lunge variation, but we're going to go into the warrior 3. So start by bringing your left hand down over to twist and expand your fingers away from each other. And then come back up to crescent pose. Hands at your waist. Daisy. And then start to shift your weight to the left foot. Get very light on that right toes. Engage your core. Get long from heel to the crown of your head. And start to hinge at your hips to fold, to half fold or higher. So if you need to go more gentle, this could be your warrior 3. This could be your warrior 3. Now as you float that right foot flexion foot, keep your hips square, just like we did with that extended tabletop. Hands can stay at the waist. You can bring your hands to airplane wings, or you can even get supported with blocks or water bottles. Or you can reach arms forward like superhero. Then gently come back up. Mountain pose. Take a moment to stand tall. Hands at your heart in Salutation. Just do a quick check-in. And feel the effects of your practice so far. Hopefully you feel less tense, more open. Your heart filled with gratitude. And take a moment to connect with your fur baby and to send them loving gratitude. Connect with that unconditional love, that love energy you share with your fur babies. And on your inhale, circle the arms out and over your head. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, step back to plank or all fours. So if you've had enough of the vinyasa, normally I don't do this many vinyasas in Doga. We focus more on gentle. Exhale, downward facing dog. But again, today is a special solstice practice. So I incorporate a lot more sun salutation variations with the full vinyasas. So when you do that type of practice, you can't incorporate your dog as much, but just the fact that they're invited, knowing that they're not shunned out, but they're welcomed, is just enough for them to feel that gratitude and love. So now we're going to bring the soles of our feet together in butterfly or Sukhasana. The feet can be closer to you or far from you. Let the knees release down. You can just flap your knees up and down. I'm gonna go bring Daisy again. Daisy, come on. Here's Daisy again. She's a little tired today. So for butterfly bound angle pose, you can have your dog inside the triangle or the diamond shape. Good girl. And then flap your wings up and down. Knees up and down like wings of butterfly. So the solstice, the changing of light from longest to start dimming or increasing. Longest day, shortest day, depending on whether you're in northern hemisphere or southern hemisphere. And then we're going to set up for a core, classic yoga core pose, Navasana. So with this, if you have a large dog, your dog can be underneath. Again, you don't have to be perfectly on your mat when you are working with dogs. I'm gonna turn this. So if you have a large dog, you can have your dog underneath like this. Actually, it's better if I show you this way. Like this. So your dog can be underneath. See, she doesn't like it, so I'm not gonna do it. Or they can just be next to you. But Daisy, if you have smaller dog, you can have your dog on top of your thigh, the belly. And Daisy loves this. So she's starting to snore. So you start with, especially when it's your first time, you want your dog to be comfortable. Make sure the spine is not too squished. And you support the base with your index and your thumb. Base of your front top of the joint where the joint of the front legs are. And you don't want to squeeze too hard, but you want to have a firm grip so your dog feels secure. And then find that tripod of your bones. And then lift your knees. And once there, you can straighten the legs. You can even let go of your dog and see if they'll balance. And hold and breathe. And then release. Flex your feet and fold. Good girl. Praise your dog if they did well and if they liked it. Another option is to have them on your belly and thigh and then just do some sit-ups. Reaching your arms up and over your head, flex your feet, exhale to lift. Good girl. And then praise your dog. Inhale to release back. It's like roll-ups. Exhale to lift. Gotta make sure your dog is in perfect balance. My leggings are very slippery. Normally she's very good with balance. Roll back on your inhale, reach your arms up over your head. Exhale to lift. Keep your feet flexed, good. And then inhale to roll back. As slow as you can, one vertebrae at a time. And then this time, release your arms by your sides. Good girl, Daisy. And actually, I'm going to bring her back a little for the next pose. Oh, you will. It's okay. So you want your dog to be like on your hip joint or the top of your thighs, or even on your belly. So the next pose is bridge pose. So you're gonna bend your knees. Come here, Daisy. Make sure your dog is comfortably sitting on top of you. Good girl. And support your dog so they don't fall. Parallel your feet, ankles are under your knees, and gently lift your hips. Inhale. Good girl. Exhale, lower down with control. Make sure your dog's comfortable. Inhale to lift. So now she's more on my belly. Exhale, lower down. Good girl, nice balance. Inhale to lift. And once you're up, see if you can really lift up as high as you can go. You can even do robot arms, or maybe interlace your hands underneath. Maybe your dog can balance, or keep your hands on your dog. Good girl. Lift up as high as you can on your next inhale. Make sure your neck is neutral. And lower down as slow as you can. Good girl. And then take a moment to bring your feet slightly wider than your hips, knees together. Relax your arms. And let your lower back settle for a moment. Good girl. Then we get the happy baby. Knees wider than your hips, ankles on top of your knees, soles of your feet towards the sky, and pull down. If you don't have your dog, you can even bring your hands outside of your legs and outside of your feet, elbows inside your knees, and just pull the feet towards the floor. Happy baby. If you don't have your dog on top of you, you can even rock side to side. And then gently release. Good girl. And then bring your feet together. Drop your feet to the right or a twist. Open your arms out in a T. And you might have to even hold on to your dog. You can look opposite way. And just let gravity deepen your twist. Reclined, simple twist. If you need support, you can even have blocks or something. And you might not be able to twist as deep if you have your dog on top of you, and that's perfectly fine. Good girl. And inhale, come back to your center. Exhale, twist to the other side. Let them move and find their comfortable way to be. You can look straight up, or you can look to the opposite side of your legs. Good girl. And then come back to your center. You You can give yourself a big squeeze if you don't have your dog on top of you. Hugging your knees as tight as you can on a big inhale. Exhale, let go, and set up for your final resting pose, Shavasana. So your dog can be next to you, on top of you. And you can keep your hands on your dog or by your sides and relax. You'll notice that as you get calm, your dog is very sensitive to our energy. So usually by the end of your Doga session, your dog will be very calm. Here, Daisy, come here. And I'm just gonna let her go. She did a really good job today. You can also turn to one side and cuddle your dog. If your dog is next to you, find your final resting pose. Readjust your clothing, your arm position, let your legs release however they naturally fall. And if you have any props, if you need lower back support, you can have a rolled blanket under your knees. You can have a pillow under your neck and head. Keep your neck neutral to support your shoulders and your neck. And then once you found the setup that is most relaxing and comfortable for you, and you feel very supported, completely let go of any efforting. Allow yourself to be nurtured by the earth beneath. You're rooting into the earth by completely relaxing into all the support beneath you. Let your breath settle to natural breathing. Soften at the point between your eyebrows, your cheeks, your jaw. Allow your tongue to rest at the base of your mouth. And see if you can come to complete stillness. Simply observing the natural ebb and flow of your inhales and exhales. Observing how your navel center rises and falls with each breath. See where you can relax more. Notice any resistance, any areas of resistance. Bring extra breath to those areas. And see if you can sigh after exhale through your mouth to release any tension in that area. Or simply visualize those tensions releasing and melting away with each exhale. Maintain your focus at your navel center, at your solar plexus, sun energy, your willpower, confidence, motivation, empowerment. Inhaling that energy of the sunlight to vitalize every cell, organ, cleansing blood, nourishing emotional body, mental body, as well as your spiritual body. Stay grounded, relaxed in your final resting pose. Allow yourself to just be. So the Shavasana, final resting pose, is all about receiving all the benefits from the efforts you put into your practice. So I'm going to be ringing 528 tuning fork for love and miracle frequency. So tuning fork sounds are very subtle. So feel free to just receive, notice any subtle vibrations and receive it in your body. Let the sound of the tuning fork penetrate you. And it'll know exactly where you need healing. And I'm just going to strike it 3 times. Allow that sound of the tuning fork to settle into silence. Observing any subtle vibrations, especially inside your palms. Feel that life force prana moving through. And if you're in need of longer relaxation, longer shavasana, feel free to stay here as long as you would like. And then whenever you're ready, deepen and lengthen your breath in and out through your nose. And start to bring some movements to your fingers, your toes, allowing yourself to bring awareness back to the room you're in. Feel all the support beneath you. And feel free to make any movements that helps to gently transition out of your rest. You can circle your hands, your feet, maybe shrug your shoulders up and down, move your head side to side very gently. Move very slowly and mindfully, gently coming out of your final rest. And then when you're ready, hug your knees into your chest, rolling to your right side, taking a moment in fetal position. And then press yourself up to a comfortable seated position, keeping your gaze inwards. As you sit tall, your dog can be on your lap or next to you. Again, coming back to having your hand at your heart, one hand on your fur baby's heart center. They're on the back or the front. It's right between the two legs, front legs, or the chest. You can visualize sparkling cord of pink light connecting your heart to your fur baby's heart. You can even connect to more than one if you have more than one fur babies. And then connecting to that unconditional love, the highest vibration frequency of unconditional love that your fur baby offers you all the time. Connecting to gratitude. Good girl. And then bring your palms together at your heart center. Lift your heart as you bow down towards your heart. In gratitude to yourself for showing up for yourself and your fur baby to strengthen the bond and raise your vibration to that unconditional love and gratitude frequency. And thank you so much for sharing your practice with me. And let's seal our practice with one Om. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Feel free to just listen or follow along. Om. And in Doga, we say Pawmaste instead of Namaste. And thank you so much for sharing your practice with me, and hope to see you next time. And again, happy solstice. I'm gonna stop the recording.